Fruitful people. This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. And today's topic is going to be about John Gottman's four horsemen of the apocalypse. I found out about this theory of John Gottman's a couple years ago, back when I was still married. This is when I was kind of scouring the internet looking for ways to enrich my marriage. And his article has been out since 2013. If you're just watching me for the first time, I want to give a little bit of background about myself. I graduated my sociology degree in 2006. I got my life and relationship coaching certification last year, and I've been working with children and families for over the past 16 years. I decided to start Fruitful Seeds because I wanted to be someone that was able to come into my client's life and just plant this seed of a different way of thinking, a more positive way of thinking. I wanted to teach my clients how to have healthier communication skills, as well as having healthier and happier relationships. So if you want to follow my work, sorry, I'm getting tons of messages, I apologize. If you want to follow my work, go ahead and follow me at on my Instagram, Fruitful Seeds, fruitful_seeds with a Z at the end. Or you can go to my website, www.fruitfulseeds with a Z at the end.com. Or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Coach Courtney Gatlin. So the four horsemen of the apocalypse is kind of a play on the Bible, the four horsemen of the apocalypse in there. But this one is actually, it's applied to your relationship. He said that if you do this consistently in your relationship, you will have a 90% chance of your relationship, your marriage, failing. And it's not only that. If you actually use these negative communication styles in your everyday life with your friends and your family, you'll end up with toxic and relationships that actually fail. But more on a romantic relationship side, we're going to talk about what those four things are and how you can antidote those. I went ahead and went to the website because I tried to recreate it, but I just couldn't. The examples that they gave on the website was absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and read those for you. We're going to start with, in order, how they do it. Criticism. Now, if you criticize somebody enough, they're going to either become really annoyed with you or just completely shut down on you. And then, like he said, it's going to kill whatever type of friendship, relationship you're having with them. So criticism. This is an example. You always talk about yourself. Why are you always so selfish? The antidote for that would be to flip that around and say, I'm feeling left out of our talk tonight and I need to vent. Can we please talk about my day? It's a tough thing to do because when emotions are running high and you're really irritated, you automatically start to point the finger and you want to get your point across as much as you can. I can remember when I was going to counseling, marriage counseling, a good, healthy communication style that my counselor told me was to never start any conversation or criticism with you. Always start with I. I thought it was super corny, but it definitely worked. Because when you start stuff with you always do this or you always do that, you, it automatically makes that person feel like they're doing something wrong just for breathing, I guess. So they say, start things with, in addition to the antidote they gave on the John Gottman Institute website, you want to start with I feel, because it automatically takes the aggressiveness out of the criticism or whatever. It can be constructive criticism. Even if it is constructive criticism, it's going to feel like they need to get defensive, and that's going to be our second one. So when you start things like I feel this way, it's going to take the sting out of it, and it's also going to make that person feel less attacked. Because criticism can really kill anything. Who wants to be told that they're doing something wrong all the time? especially with somebody that you're in a romantic relationship, when you're in the most intimate relationship in your whatever life you're in. I mean, whatever situation in life. You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm trying to say. Defensiveness. Got me tongue twisted there. It's not my fault that we're going to be late. It's your fault since you always get dressed at the last second. That kind of sounds like somebody I know. In particular, this guy right here. Because, I mean, let's just be honest. Women, let's just be honest. You guys can take a really long time to get ready. But after a while, you know, I was in a relationship for 15 years. I kind of just knew. I was just like, yeah. Just kind of sat back. Like, literally, I'll get dressed and go sit down and watch TV. Like, well, we're probably going to be late. So, here's what it is. The antidote for that. You can say, I don't like being late, but you're right. We don't always have to leave so early. I can be a little bit more flexible. That takes a lot of mindfulness. Now, this is what it is. It takes a lot of mindfulness to stop yourself in your tracks and kind of flip the conversation, though, if it's going to be going down a negative. If you feel as if this is going to be something that makes that person get defensive and put their guards up and their shields up right away, you know the old saying, you want to think before you speak and control your emotions. But it's a really hard thing to do. But go to the website. If I'm not explaining it well enough for you, head over to the John Gottman Institute website. I get daily emails from these guys because this is what I do. Contempt. Now this one thing, contempt in a relationship, is probably the most toxic and the most poisonous to the health of the relationship, if I'm being honest. An example. You forgot to load the dishwasher again. You are so incredibly lazy. Rolls eyes. Okay, so think about this, people, because it makes me think about it all the time. Since I learned about it, I've really been conflicted about the way that I address people in my life, more particularly my kids. Because when you're frustrated and you're constantly having to repeat yourself, contempt can form within your heart. And if it forms in a relationship, then you might as well forget it. Like, the relationship's done, because that's going to just lead to a lack of respect. And I always say, if a woman doesn't respect you, she can't love you. So if she's forming contempt in her heart for you and your relationship, the relationship's done. The antidote. Already did the antidote. Yeah, it's hard to do it though. All right, I'll read it again if I didn't read it before. The antidote. I understand that you've been busy lately, but could you please remember to load the dishwasher when I work late? I'd appreciate it. And like I said, it just takes a whole lot of mindfulness to be able to stop yourself in your tracks and come back and be present with what you're about to say. Because we can get pretty impulsive when we're not feeling at our peak performance level, if we're not in a good mood, if work was tough and long. And the perfect example is with your kids. You know, they'll come in the house, leave the backpack where it shouldn't be. They'll leave food out. They'll leave their shoes. And it's really easy to say, how many times, this is getting really old. How many times I'm going to have to tell you this? And what that is contempt building up in your heart. And shoot, since none of us are walking like Jesus, it's a tough thing to do. The last one, the fourth one of the horsemen, is actually one of I can't stand this one. This is something that drives me up the wall because I'm a communicator. I like to communicate. I like to talk about things. The fourth one is stonewalling. And stonewalling is when a person just basically cuts off communication with you. If you're talking to them and they just pretty much pretend like you're not even talking. They said that is the equivalent of like cutting off somebody's oxygen. To a communicator, you're like cutting off their life source because they need that interaction in order to feel okay. You know, because they don't want to feel as if they've done something wrong, or if the relationship can't progress if you're getting stonewalled. Now, example of that is, look, we've been through this over and over again. I'm tired of reminding you. An antidote. Honey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm feeling overwhelmed. I need to take a break. Can you give me 20 minutes and then we can talk? So stonewalling, what I've learned from my clients, a lot more men tend to be stonewallers, or what women think is stonewalling. What is actually happening is the man needs time to reflect and contemplate on things, but they don't necessarily always have the awareness to tell that person that they're with that this is actually what's going on inside them. So instead of just walking out of the room or leaving the house and taking a walk, what they can do before is say, look, and this is how men are from Mars, women are from Venus. John Gray's book talked about this. What you can do is say, all right, I want to have this conversation, but I can't have it right now. I'm going in my cave, is what he called it. I'm going into my mental cave. This is somewhere that I need to think about this first, process it, and then we'll talk about it later. But how many people have the awareness to actually do that? It's a really hard thing to do. I struggled with it for years. I still struggle with it. But as a communicator, you're going to get the floodgates with me because I like to talk. And as my attachment style is, I'm an anxious attacher. And we like to get things resolved. We like to feel as if things are flowing freely, smoothly, and healthy. I can't handle that. That's my no-go. Like, please don't do that to me. It drives me crazy. Which one? Andrea, which one? Which are the 4 horsemen are you talking about? Stonewalling? Because I think that's what I put. Yeah, stonewalling is a tough one. It's really frustrating because for people who like to communicate and get things solved, men, we're problem solvers, and but we like to solve problems on our own. So it's a thing though. This is another thing. So men, we like to go into our cave. Women like to talk about their problems. Women like to get it out in the air. They like to be able to vent to you and just have you listen to them without solving problems. We like to solve problems, man, but we need to learn how to become better listeners. So if a woman stonewalls you, in my opinion, that means she is checking out of the relationship, or she's already checked out. She's saying that I can't even consult with you because I'm not really feeling it. I'm not investing into this relationship anymore. There is no future. So don't even worry about it. It's nothing. It's fine. Hey, James. So there we go. Those are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Criticism, defensiveness, contempt, and stonewalling. Do the research for yourself. If you feel as if this is something that your relationship struggles with, then guess what? You have a 90% chance of breaking up. It could be within the next 3 months, the next 3 years. It doesn't matter. And if you don't break up, then you'll have a very toxic environment, toxic relationship. And if you have kids, that's going to be something that you pass down to them. And I'm pretty sure nobody wants their kids to live worse than they did. So if you found this information of value, please like, comment, and share. And go to my YouTube channel, Coach Courtney Gatlin. I drop content all the time. Got my new sweatshirts made also. And if you guys are interested in these, I have them on my website as well. So thank you all for coming out and listening. As always, I love you.